Viewer discretion is advised.
Hey buddy, over here.
Who's there?
I seen you running from 5-0. Get in here quick. You'll be safe here.
Thanks for the... Oh, fuck.
Who's running now, Minnie Mouse?
We were banking on you being stupid enough to fall for that. And guess what? You were.
Alright, we're still broadcasting from the KTY mobile studio in Wilford Heights. The hearing is currently in recess, so let's go outside to Sally, who's talking with a couple of students.
Howard, I'm here with 2 freshman students from Gilroy Rose High. And what are your names?
Julie Harris.
Quincy Abrams.
And what brings you out here today?
We're here to show support for our friend Paul Sanchez.
Just like practically everyone else here. I don't think anyone is rooting for PAB.
Now we've been told that just before the recess, the judge presiding over the hearing held Janet Sinclair in contempt of court, and had her removed from the case. And also, her right-hand guy was just taken into police custody. What are your thoughts on that?
To be honest, I'm not the least bit surprised to hear that.
Yeah, they just cut the head off the snake. Might as well just end this hearing right now, and stick a fork in PAB. They're done for.
And speaking of which, it looks like they're being brought out now.
Do you assholes hear me? I said what right do you have to arrest him? Shut up, you traitors. This town's nothing without me. You're all just as bad as those bastards. Every one of you.
Ma'am, you have to come with us.
What, are you gonna arrest me too?
I'm only escorting you off of the premises. You'll have to go cool down somewhere else. Now let's go.
I can walk by myself, thank you very much.
We just got word that the hearing will be back in session shortly. And, as always, we'll continue to keep our listeners up to speed on any developments. In the meantime, let's switch back to Reynaldo Sanchez, in the main studio.
This hearing is back in session. Miss Sinclair, I understand that you have been chosen to speak for the accusing party in your mother's stead?
Yes, Your Honor. And before we start, may I say something?
Go ahead, Miss Sinclair.
I just wanted to apologize for my mother's behavior. She's just very upset with what happened to me at school with all the bullying. And she's also been on a mental downward spiral recently.
Understood, Miss Sinclair, thank you. Rest assured that despite your mother's behavior, the defendants will still be judged fairly. But remember, she is still in contempt of court, and will be penalized accordingly.
Yes, Your Honor.
You good, babe?
Yeah.
We will now hear the remaining cases. Let's start with Sanchez, and move down the line.
So, while I do understand the need for a group like Parents Against Bullying, the methods they used were extreme and concerning.
And can you elaborate on what you mean by extreme and concerning, Mr. Sanchez?
Instead of promoting understanding and empathy, PAB encouraged aggressive confrontation, public shaming and harassment of supposed bullies and their families. These methods only perpetuate a cycle of violence and retaliation.
I see. Thank you, Mr. Sanchez.
And as if tormenting me wasn't enough, Harrison also threatened to upload doctored photos of my girlfriend Rachel to various porn sites. And when she threatened Harrison with the police, that's when he cornered me in an alley and assaulted me. All of these incidents are what led me to join Parents Against Bullying. They promised that they would help me, and others, seek justice.
And did PAB deliver on that promise, Mr. Jensen?
They did. But not in the way I was expecting. They used extreme methods. Basically, they wanted to fight fire with fire.
And as a victim of such aggressive bullying, did these extreme methods seem appealing to you?
Yes, sir. I admit that they did. I wanted all bullies to experience the same thing their victims experienced. Fear.
And so, we would get orders to confront a particular student, whether it was to collect money from him or to intimidate him.
And did you participate in these acts willingly, Mr. Stevens?
No. I just followed orders because I was afraid of what the consequences might be if I didn't. I didn't want to become a target myself.
Did you ever try to disassociate yourself from the gang or seek help from family or other friends?
I didn't. Because like Dwayne said, I was afraid of the consequences. Harrison always seemed to insinuate that he would make life hell for me and my family if I ever disobeyed his orders. Now whether he actually would have done it or not is hard to say. But he sure did like to make that threat, to keep us in line and loyal to him.
Thank you, Mr. Barkley.
So Harrison pretty much used my probation to coerce me into handling the social media part of his operation.
Can you explain how he used your probation to coerce you?
He threatened to tell my parents and report me to my probation officer if I didn't go along with it. Said that he would make sure I ended up in more trouble.
And how long did this go on for?
Not very long. Like a couple months. And after he and his gang were expelled from school, I told him I was done helping him for good. And then just like that, I get sent to juvenile detention for violating probation and getting mixed up in all of Harrison's mess. And because of that, these PAB people come after me, and drag me into all of their drama. Trying to ruin my life even more. Freaking PAB, what a bunch of losers.
That's enough, Miss Caldwell. Dismissed.
It's now shortly past 4 o'clock, and it looks like the PAB hearing will finally be coming to an end shortly. We just got word that the final case has been heard, and the judge is about to make her decisions.
You're really into that Wilford Heights case, aren't you?
Been listening all day as I delivered pizzas. I'm not about to miss the judge's verdict.
Hey Josephina, if you want to continue having a job delivering pizzas, you might want to take care of those ones sitting on the counter. Before Dan sees you lollygagging around.
Chill out, Johnson, I'm on it.
Well, it's sounding good for Paul so far. I just hope he comes out on top.
No more doubts, Jess. PAB is pretty much toast. They don't stand a chance against our man Sanchez.
So is this court hearing really almost done? This is cutting into our rehearsal time.
Amber, you're totally invested in this. Let's not pretend like you haven't been glued to your phone all day listening to the live stream.
What's that you're doing, Zong?
Me practice victory dance, for when friend win.
Well, get ready, we're about to find out.
Is it back on yet, Marisi?
Yes, sweetie, you're just in time. They're saying the judge is about to make our final decision.
I hope the judge says that Paul's not in trouble.
I'm sure your brother will come out of it just fine. Let's listen.
In the case of Harrison Mercer, he is to be sectioned at the Bloomingfield Psychiatric Facility in Las Cruces, New Mexico, per his parents' request. Travis and Ellen Mercer will pay damages to each of their sons' victims. Settlement costs will be $1,500 per person. In the case of Rufus Stileski, it's clear that he's had no involvement in the actions of his old gang in the last 3 years. And there's nothing to suggest that he has engaged in any bullying activities during that time. He has in fact spent the last 3 years making an honest attempt to better himself. The law requires that we hold individuals accountable for their own actions, not the actions of others. And in Mr. Stileski's case, there is no direct evidence linking him to the bullying incidents in question. Therefore, he is cleared of all charges. In the case of Dominic Hollister, based on witness testimony, Mr. Hollister is only guilty of being an accessory and witness to the activities of Harrison Mercer's gang. Normally, I would suggest community service. However, Mr. Hollister has clearly played an instrumental role in bringing Mr. Mercer's actions to light. And like Mr. Dulesky, he has also made an honest attempt to better himself. He, too, is cleared of all charges. In the case of Dwayne Stevens and the case of Randall Barkley, the decision is the same. 3 months each in the juvenile detention facility, plus 500 hours of community service to be served in a place of their choosing. Followed by payment in damages to each of their victims' families, to be paid by Mr. and Mrs. Mercer and equating to $500 each. In the case of Brianna Caldwell, for her brief involvement with her cousin's activities, she will serve the remainder of her current probation sentence on house arrest, after which she will begin 500 hours of community service to be served in a place of her choosing. Payment in damages will be made to those she harassed over digital mediums, to be covered of course by Mr. and Mrs. Mercer, equating to $200 each. If it's any consolation, Miss Caldwell, I have taken into account your working with Mr. Sanchez to support positive initiatives, and that you were coerced into helping your cousin, rather than being a willing participant. This is the lightest sentence I'm willing to hand out, so please, try to make it your last. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
And finally, the case of Paul Sanchez. Now, quite frankly, this young man never should have been sued in the first place. The accusations thrown at him by Mrs. Sinclair were absurd. Free speech is not illegal, and Mr. Sanchez calling out or criticizing the actions of parents against bullying is not defamation, it is his First Amendment right. Mrs. Sinclair only has herself to blame for her actions. The charge of defamation against Mr. Sanchez is dropped. And one more thing. All activities related to parents against bullying will cease immediately, and the organization will be permanently disbanded. While Parents Against Bullying is a good idea in principle, using extreme methods that cross the line is not. Miss Sinclair, your mother's organization has encouraged harassment and intimidation of others, which are also forms of bullying. Not to mention the times they cross the line into criminal acts, such as kidnapping, stalking, and vandalism. I understand she is passionate about this issue, and that she believes she is doing the right thing. But passion is no excuse for lawless behavior. Parents have every right to protect their children, and children have every right to feel safe at school. And these things must be handled in a responsible and lawful manner.
Yes, Your Honor, I agree.
And also, please inform your mother that she will be notified at a later date about the details of her contempt of court hearing. This concludes today's proceedings. You've all earned a good rest this evening.
Well, it's finally over.
We couldn't be more proud of you, son.
Thanks, Mom.
Bet it feels good to finally close the book on all this.
Does it ever?
Remember what I said. You're both to serve your sentences without incident. And once you're out, you're to start bettering yourselves. Go back to school. Get jobs. Do whatever you need to do. I do not want to hear of any bullshit again.
Don't worry, we will. I've never really been given a second chance at anything, so I'm gonna make this one count.
Yeah, me too. I think it's about time I start setting a good example for my brother and sister.
Good.
Rufus, there you are.
Mr. Cresti.
I must say, your knowledge of the law and your performance in court today were most impressive. The best I've seen for someone your age.
Thank you, Mr. Cresti.
How would you like a free scholarship after you get your GED?
A scholarship? For me?
You deserve a chance.
I don't know what to say.
You don't have to say anything. At least, not yet. But once you have your GED, give me a call. I'll make all the arrangements to get you into the law school of your choice.
Well, congratulations, Rufus. I guess you won't be needing me anymore.
No, I do need you, Flint. I want to get back to what we had. At least until I get my GED.
We do make a damn good team, don't we?
You have no idea how much you helped me over the last few months. I used to be such an asshole. But now, I feel so much better about myself.
Everybody has the potential to change Rufus. And I hope you guys will do the same.
Count on it.
Well, if you'll excuse me, gentlemen, I must confer with the Mercers. I know I seem stern at times, but believe me, I do love happy endings. I'll see you around.
So yeah, we just wanted to apologize for the whole PAB thing. You were right, Paul. When you get a taste of power, it feels great at first, but
eventually, it leaves you empty. I know. I'm glad you've learned that.
So, do you forgive us?
I won't forget, but I will forgive.
I understand.
Eliezer, I understand too. I know that you were all upset over what happened. That stuff isn't easy to live with. Hell, I still live with it sometimes myself. But I just keep my eyes on the future. We can't change what Harrison did, but we can all start working together and make things better in the future.
Yeah, I can get behind that.
Good. Let's make it happen.
Howard, I'm with one of the winners of today's PAB case, Paul Sanchez. So Paul, what's going through your mind right now?
Relief that it's finally over. That fair sentences have been handed out. And especially, that the lawsuit against my family was not successful.
Well, congratulations to you and everyone else. So, now that this case is over, and PAB is no more, what's next?
Now it's time to completely move on from what happened. It's time to start rebuilding our high school. I want to see all the students, no matter what side they were on, come together and make the school a true community again. I don't want people blaming others for joining PAB, or going after Janet Sinclair. We've seen the result of pointing fingers too many times. It never accomplishes anything good. From now on, I want to try and be a good leader, along with my best friend Simon McLean, who's on the student council. And with the help of all students and staff, we'll transform Gilroy Rose into the best school that it can be. In the future, I want us all to look back on this day, and see just how far we've come.
Well, Paul, I would like to wish you, and everyone at Gilroy Rose High, the best of luck.
Thank you, Sally. Oh, since I'm on the air, is it okay if I do a quick shout out to a few people?
Absolutely.
To my friends in Tyndale Valley, Jessica, Jason, Heather, Amber, Mason, Nicole. To Tammy, my friend in Arizona. To my friends here in town, Simon, Julie, Quincy, Dominic, Rufus. My new allies Wayne, Randy, Eliezer, Hunter, Rachel. To my family, my parents, my little sister Talia, my grandmother Marissa. And last but definitely not least, my grandfather Doug, who's probably looking down on all this and saying, "Good job, Cocker."
And there you have it. The hearing's over, and it looks like everyone is ready to follow Paul Sanchez's lead. This young man is something else. I wish them all the best.
So, everyone still believes a bunch of shrinks are gonna fix me.
It's not about fixing you, sweetie. It's about helping you to understand yourself better. They will teach you how to manage your emotions, your feelings, how to control your impulses, and how to treat others with more respect.
Like I need help with any of those things. It's just how I am. I keep telling you guys that.
Harrison. I know that good-hearted boy is still in there somewhere. This is your chance to find him again.
Alright, I'll try this out. But if it doesn't work,
It will work. And we'll be here with you every step of the way. We love you, Harrison. And we want you to get better.
I love you guys too. I'm sorry. I'm just afraid.
It's okay to be afraid, son. We're all afraid sometimes. But you won't be alone. We're here for you.
I'm ready.
He'll be fine.
Yes, he will. He has to be.
Mrs. Sinclair. As you are aware, your behavior at the previous hearing was deemed disruptive and disrespectful to the court.
Your Honor, I apologize for my outburst 3 weeks ago. But I was only acting in my best interest.
Mrs. Sinclair, your actions and your conduct were not in your best interests. They were in direct violation of decorum. As such, the court is imposing a contempt of court fine of $3,000.
$3,000? But I can't afford that. PAB was a non-profit organization.
That is your concern, Mrs. Sinclair. The court has made its decision, and you are obligated to comply. I will allow you 2 weeks. Failure to pay the fine by the designated deadline will result in further legal action.
I understand, Your Honor.
The art club really did a great job with these murals, didn't they?
They really did. It sure livens the place up.
Yeah, this place looks like a whole new school.
Hey guys. Have you seen the latest school paper? Hot off the presses.
Most improved high school in the whole district. That's amazing.
Yeah. Everyone's hard work over the last month really paid off. I'm real proud of everything we've accomplished.
Me too. It's so great the way the entire student body came together after the PAB hearing, and turned this school around in such a short time.
And I gotta hand it to everyone in the community too. All the parents and town council members, and everyone else who chipped in and helped with all the fundraisers.
Now the school can afford new gym equipment, and computers for their library.
Not to mention, we can finally afford to have regular school dances. I know you've all seen how excited everyone is for senior prom and the end of the year dance. It's all anyone's talking about.
I'm just glad we're not dealing with checkpoints anymore. Or people with blue PAB badges, stopping someone in the hall just because they look like they might be a bully. Man, those days seem like a lifetime ago.
Yeah. But, in a way, I suppose maybe we should also thank PAB.
How so?
Well, maybe we needed to go through all that, in order to get to this point. We saw firsthand what happens when a group like PAB has free rein to control the school. They made an oppressive environment, and everyone was miserable. And I think we needed to hit rock bottom, in order to realize how much we needed to change.
Yeah. PAB was definitely a wake-up call.
Well, all that's in the past now. And hopefully it stays there. Now, we should just focus on the future. And if you ask me, Gilroy Rose certainly has a bright one.
Amen to that.
Mom hasn't even left the house in a month. She's just been staying up in her room most of the time. She took it pretty hard when the court ordered her to shut PAB down, and then the contempt of court fine on top of that. I've never seen her this down since we lost Dad.
Maybe you can suggest that the two of you go on a little vacation or something. Or some kind of retreat. Help her relax and get her mind off of things.
It's a chore just getting her to come downstairs to eat dinner. But I don't know, maybe something like that would be good for her. That's weird. Her car's not here.
Any idea where she might have gone?
I don't know.
Yeah, she's not anywhere in the house. What's that?
I know where she went.
Oh.
Will you take me over there?
Of course, babe. Let's go.
Rick. I've ruined everything. They've made me shut down PAB. The whole thing. It's gone. And on top of that, they fined me. And I don't know how I'm gonna pay it. Everyone says I went too far. Too far? All I wanted to do was make sure kids were safe. To make a difference. But look what happened. Look at me, Rick. I'm a failure. They all hate me. All those people that I thought were my friends. They look at me now, like I'm some kind of monster. And Rachel. Our poor Rachel. All she sees is a mother who let her down. I'm a mess, Rick. A complete failure.
Mom?
Sweetheart. Your father. He would be so disappointed in me. I let him down. I let you down. I'm a failure.
Mom, no. Dad wouldn't think that. He loved you. And he loved everything you did to try and make a difference. He would be proud of you.
Proud of what? PAB is gone. And it was my own actions that destroyed it.
Dad knew you had good intentions. And he also knew that sometimes, even good intentions can lead to mistakes. He would want you to learn from all this. To be better. And stronger.
I'm so lost, Rachel. I just want to leave. Just get out of Wilford Heights and never look back. There's just too many memories here. Your dad's memories. Our memories. The longer I stay, the more I'm reminded of everything I've lost. And everything I failed at.
I know it's hard. But you can't just run away from your problems. You need to face them. And work through them. And maybe even find a way to heal. And move forward.
But how do I even begin?
We'll do it together. There are people who can help. Therapists. support groups. We'll find them. And we'll get through it together.
And what happens after that?
Then, we can leave town. Once I graduate, we can sell the house and leave. Start fresh somewhere new. Just you and me.
I'll make fun of you anytime I want. And I don't care if your big sister's around. I'm not scared of her.
Oh really?
Yeah, really.
Hey Ashley.
Hey Nate. I expect everything is cool here?
Yeah, everything's fine. We were just talking about the assembly.
No, you weren't, Brett. Now you better back off of my brother.
It ain't my fault Nathaniel has on some sorry-ass shoes. They look like dollar store knockoffs or something.
Oh, I see what you're wearing too, Brett. You look like you just went through a dumpster behind a thrift store that only sells outdated clothes that even a homeless person would be embarrassed to wear. Seriously, if you're gonna make fun of people's clothes, at least make the effort to look like you're capable of it.
Man, he's really gonna feel that in the morning. How did you learn to get so savage with the insults?
Years of practice, I guess. So, ready to go to the assembly?
Yup.
Hey Ashley. Hey Isabella, I saved you a seat. Thanks.
Okay everyone, can I please have your attention? Good morning everyone. It's great to see so many smiling faces this morning. Today, we have a very special guest. And he has an important message for us all. This young man is a speaker and a storyteller, and most importantly, he's a friend. He's going to talk to you about many things today. But the most important thing he'll discuss is being kind, being respectful, and treating each other the way we want to be treated. Now, I can already see some of you thinking, oh great, another lecture. But trust me, this is different. Our guest is going to share some amazing stories and insights that will make you think, maybe even laugh a little, and definitely leave you feeling inspired. And so, without further ado, let's give a warm welcome to our guest, Mr. Paul Sanchez.
Thank you. Good morning everyone. It's great to be here today. My name's Paul. And I'm here to talk to you about something important. Something that affects us all. It's a subject that's very serious, but I'm gonna try and make it funny too. Because let's be honest. Who doesn't enjoy a good laugh while they're learning something? So, when I was in elementary school, and later junior high, those were some crazy times, let me tell you. I would always try so hard to fit in. One time in 5th grade, I remember I showed up to school wearing my pants backwards, because I thought it would look so cool. True story. But unfortunately, they were some baggy pants, and I didn't even wear a belt. So here I am. Walking around school like this all day, trying to keep my pants from falling down. Yeah, not one of my wisest fashion choices. But the truth is, those days weren't always easy for me. I had some rough times. Especially when it came to bullies. You know the kid in your class, who always seems to have a target on his back. That was me. I was short for my age. I was shy, and kept to myself. And I only had one actual friend. It's easy to laugh at these things now. But back then, it wasn't funny. It hurt. Bullying can really make you feel small. Invisible. And like you don't matter. And that's the worst feeling in the world. In closing, I want you all to know that you're never alone. I want you all to know that you are amazing and unique and worthy of kindness, respect, and friendship. Each and every one of you have so much to offer the world, and bullying should never be allowed to hold you back. So what can you do about it? First, don't be a bully. Remember, your words and actions carry power, and they can hurt a lot more than you realize. Think before you speak, and choose kindness. Be a good friend. Stand up for yourself and for others. And second, if you see someone being bullied, don't just stand there. Speak up. Tell a teacher, a parent, or even a trusted friend. You might be surprised at how much one little act of courage can change things. Your lives, and the decisions you make, are your own. There are always consequences to making wrong decisions. But there are also amazing rewards for making good ones. The words I've spoken today, I hope you all take them to heart. I hope you go home today, thinking about how you want to treat others. And how you want others to treat you. Because a little kindness really does go a long way. I'm Paul Sanchez. Thank you.
Man. Usually assemblies are so boring. But Paul's was a lot of fun. I hope he comes back to talk again next year.
Well, you never know. Maybe he will.
Hey, Nathaniel.
Brett?
Listen. I've been thinking about what the guy talked about during the assembly. I'm sorry, okay? I don't want to be a jerk.
Oh. Thanks.
So, you still collecting Beta Squad cards?
Yeah. I have my album binder in my locker.
Cool. I brought mine too. Why don't we go get them, and compare our collections?
I'm sure he'd love to, Brett.
Awesome. Let's go, Nate.
Hey, Brett.
Sup?
I'm sorry about the clothes remark, too. They're actually not half bad.
Hi, Ashley.
Hi, Paul.
So, how did you like the presentation?
It was really good. In fact, Nathaniel said he wants you to come back and talk again next year.
Is that so? Well, I'm pretty sure I can do that.
Cool. So, how's Talia doing? Last time I spoke with her, she said she joined a track and field program.
That's right, she did. She actually has another meet tomorrow morning. She's really good too.
Yeah, tell me about it. I remember she always used to beat me every time we would race.
Maybe you and the family can go to one of her events. I'm sure she'd love to see you there.
Sure. That would be awesome. So, which school are you gonna speak at next?
Well, I'll be speaking at Alistair Mothra next week. Then after that, I'll take time off for the summer. Work some more on my book.
That's cool. I think what you do is a really good thing. Talking to kids everywhere. And telling them about everything you went through. But, you know, not everyone will take your message to heart. Some of these kids are just... well, it's difficult to get through to them.
That's absolutely true. Not everyone can be reasoned with. But it's my job to try.
Well, I think you might have gotten through to at least one person today. There's this kid named Brett, who's been bothering Nathaniel, and making fun of him and stuff. And just a few minutes ago, Brett came up to Nathaniel and apologized to him. He said that he thought about what you said in your speech, and how it made him want to change. And they even found out they have something in common. They both like to collect Beta Squad cards. I think they'll probably end up being friends, and it's all thanks to you.
Well, I'm real happy to hear that. If I can make even just one kid's life better, then I consider that a success.
Well, Paul, I guess I'll see you around. Will you tell Talia I said hi when you see her?
I sure will. I have to get going myself. I'm meeting up with my friend Simon for lunch at Sizzler.
Lucky.
Take care, Ashley.
Bye, Paul.
Been a while since we last came to this place, hasn't it?
Yeah, a couple years at least. I went ahead and reserved us a table for 12.
12? Isn't it just gonna be you and me? And possibly Jessica and Julie too? Why all the extra seating?
You'll see.
So, where's our table?
Hey guys, over here.
No way.
That's right.
We got the whole Wilford Heights crew together to celebrate your latest successful motivational speech.
Surprise!
Yes, it is. Always good to see you, Jessica.
You too, Paul.
Man, look at all of you. It's been so long since all of us were in the same vicinity.
Good seeing you again, Paul.
You too, Rufus. How's the law firm?
There's a lot of researching, interviewing, preparing stacks of legal documents, and about 100 other things. It's a busy life, but I enjoy it.
Glad to hear it. I can't wait to catch up with each and every one of you.
Well, now that everyone's here, I'd like to do one thing before we sit down.
What's that?
Take a group photo of all of you.
Only if you're in it too.
Deal.
Alright. Are you all ready?
Yeah, I'd say we are.
Okay, everyone. Say, Wilford Heights.
Wilford Heights.